Hi, what's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rebecca if you don't know me. And today I'm going to be doing a story time, and I'm going to be telling you why I didn't post part 2 of the South Carolina trip. I know I haven't been here in like 3-4 weeks, but think on the bright side, at least I didn't post for like 8 months, you know, like I did last time. So the reason why I didn't post it was because I had nothing to post. Like, there was nothing to film. Everyone was racist. It was just, that's that. I left off the video with leaving my house. It was like a 14-hour drive. Like, usually it's like a 12-hour drive, but then we make stops. We get there and we go to the first hotel. The first hotel was, the first hotel had it was like a kiddie park. So it had like the indoor pool that only went up to like 1 foot. And then it was this whole play area that went up to less than 1 foot. My mother actually booked a hotel for my little brother because it had a lot of kids stuff in it. And then the next hotel we went to wasn't a hotel, it was like a resort. So it was as if you were living in an apartment.
It's crazy. Wait, this Sarah? Mm-hmm. Oh, this is nice. Oh, huh? What is this? Orista master bedroom. What do we have in the fridge? What do we have in the fridge? Nothing. Come on. There's nothing in the fridge.
Duh.
Duh.
And I found out that some people actually live there while other people just like rent it out for however long. We rented it out for, how many days were we there? I think for the 3 days, I think. So the next day, we were trying to do things that day. So there was a tennis court in the resort. And so it was like, okay, let's go play tennis. Yeah, no, we weren't able to do that. You know why? Because people don't like us. People don't like us black folks. So, what had happened was, we drove to the tennis court. Well, we didn't have to drive, but like, ain't nobody was trying to walk. It was like really, really hot. So we drove to the tennis court, which is like in the area, obviously. And so there was this guy who was on this truck thingy. I don't know what the truck does. I think it cleans the floor or something. One of those things. And so he saw us, and my mom was like, how much is it to get to the tennis court? Like, she doesn't know if you have to. What is happening? She didn't know if you have to pay for it or something. And so he came out of the car thing. It was like a very small car. He came out of the car and he was like, oh, we're getting ready for a game at 3 o'clock. Mind you, it's 11 in the morning. So like, we're not going to be there for 3 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours. I was like, we're not going to be here for 4 hours. What are you talking about? We get ready for a game at 3. Okay. We only gonna be here for about 20 minutes. So my mom was like, oh, it's okay. We're not gonna be here for that long. We're only gonna be here for like less than 30 minutes or so. He was like, what kind of shoes do you have on? And so I had on, you know, Skechers. Yeah. And so she had on these like Nike sneakers. And he was like, no, you have to get this brand of tennis shoes in order to come in here. And I was like, I looked up the brand, and no shoes are $200. So, this man means to tell me that I have to pay, for, first of all, me and my mother in total. We have to pay $400 in order for us to play tennis for 20 minutes. Okay. So my mom's like, you know what? Forget it. It's all good. We're going to just throw it under the rug. Right? Right. So we go back to the resort and we was like, okay, we got to figure out what to do. So he was like, let's go to the beach. And I was like, okay, let's go. And so we all agreed to go on the beach. So we passed the tennis court again. And there's literally a lady who's not black, obviously, who's in the tennis court wearing what? Flip-flops. Not even sneakers. Flip-flops. This is hilarious to me. So I had on sneakers. I didn't have the specific brand that cost $200, but she gets to go in with crusty flip-flops. Oh, I love that. I love that. That's amazing. That's hilarious. So we get to the beach. It's all good. I'm still living my best life. Everyone else is still living their best life. We get in the water. I get slapped with water, you know, the waves. And then my stepfather's water shoes have been destroyed. Like the bottom of his shoe, like was like the front. I feel like all eyes are on us. Like stink faces, like what are they doing here? And I'm like, I know I'm not supposed to care what people think about me, but I'm not saying everyone was racist, because there was this nice guy, the cashier in Starbucks was really nice. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh my god. So, what else happened? The next day. What happened the next day? Oh, the next day we went to me and my mom. Me and my mom went to go get breakfast. We had this coupon thing, but we only had to pay like $20. And so we went, and so there's this guy. He was in charge of the waffles. So he made regular waffles, chocolate chip waffles, and something else. And then he also made omelets. So the only thing I had was eggs, sausage, and some fruit. So yeah. Now let me tell you what had happened while I was at breakfast. So my mom got her food and got both of our drinks and went to go sit down. And so she was like, can you get me some watermelon? And I was going to get cantaloupe. Cantaloupe and watermelons. Mine was going to be a mixed bowl. Hers was just going to be just watermelon. So, how did I say that? Watermelon. So, I go get my fruit. And this guy was looking at me taking the watermelon. You know, I was taking the watermelon, putting it in my bowl, and take some more, put it in the other bowl. And I'm looking at my mom, I'm like, is this good? And she's like, yeah. She said, I'm communicating with someone, you know? So that means that these bowls aren't just mine, even though they're healthy. I would eat 2 bowls of fruit. So this guy who's next to me in the fruit, he's like, of course she gets watermelon. I was like, so I'm just going to take my bowls and I'm going to go sit down. I'm going to eat. And then I'm going to have a nice day because I can't. And like, this is the last day. So we're going home at this day. And it was just so weird. So like, we sit and so, well, obviously we're eating. And so, you know, this is usually the time when me and my mother start to communicate. She was like, let me tell you what happened at the wedding. Or the reception? I think that's the word. I'm sorry. So she was like, okay, let me tell you what happened. So I was going to the reception, but I went to the wrong one, and it was filled with white people, and they just stared at her like, what is she doing here? Like, And so she goes into the door. Someone opens the door. A nice white man came out and was like, "Oh, the receptionist for this wedding is over there, wherever," he said. And she was like, "Oh, okay." And so, like, everyone was just staring at her, not saying a word. Somebody was talking about her and stuff. And she was like, "I'm going to just keep on walking. Like, I'm not." Yeah. So that was her experience. And so she went to the receptionist, and she was just like, "These people really tried it." Like, so she goes to the reception, she eats food or whatever. Then she comes back out of the wedding. I mean, it's wedding. Damn, I can't. She leaves. And so some, Caucasian white person came up to her and was like, "What are you doing here?" He said the actual word. Niggers. And so he described the guy to me, and I realized that we actually had an experience with the same guy because he was there at breakfast. And so she was like, "That guy over there." And so I was like, I came through an altercation with him, not like face to face, but okay, not face to face like next to each other, but face to face like I'm on the patio and he's down there. So she told me about her conversation with him. She walked away, she got away from it. My experience was that I was on the patio. Anthony was asleep. I was on the patio, right? I was listening to music. It was very low because it was like, I don't know, 8 o'clock, 8:30, and I don't know many people go to sleep. I wasn't trying to make no drama, and I don't really play music that loud unless it's in my ear. So I was playing music. The music I was playing was like relaxing music. I don't really listen to hip hop that much. I don't know. I like other stuff, but we're not gonna talk about that. So the same guy and his wife was walking, and he saw me, and no, his wife saw me, and she was like, "What is this doing here?" Using the word again. And so the music, like I said, was low. So I heard the music, but I can also hear their voices, mainly because we were on the second floor. He said something. The only thing I heard was the word gun. So I said, okay, I'm going to, leave this patio. They went back into wherever they live at. And so at that point, I got up and I walked. Closed the curtains. And I went to sleep. Back to breakfast. I told her what I went through. So we finished breakfast. Went back to the thing. I packed my stuff at night, so I was already ready to go. So we packed the car. We left. I was like, I'm never coming back here again. Like, I might have to go to South Carolina again, but I'm never going back to this resort again. Like, the apartment was great, but the people surrounding me weren't, and I'm not going there again. Like, at all. I thought I was gonna die. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want another story time, then I'll do one. But I hope you guys have a good day or good night whenever you watch this, and I'll see you in my next video.